Hi everyone, this is Erica here with Flosstube number 3, and I just wanted to say thank you for those of you that have subscribed to the channel and for those of you who watched the first couple of videos. I'm very new to this and I just thought it would be a great way to become a part of the Flosstube community, which just seems really wonderful. Sorry that I didn't post in February. My original plan when I started this was to post a video a month, but February is always the worst month of the year for us because without fail, we all get sick. And then that goes away and we get sick again. So I dread February, and this year was no exception. Thankfully, it was not COVID, although we did all have that last November and we're all fine. But we all caught this terrible sinus cold, head cold that just seemed to go on for a couple of weeks. I know for a week I was really sick, and then everyone got over that, and then I caught this stomach bug that's been going around. Oh, it was awful. And I just have not stitched as much as I would like, and I certainly wasn't in any condition to record a video, but here we are now, and I have a lot to show you, so I'm really excited. A couple of things. You can probably see this tree behind me. So in the winter, I put up, around the holidays, I put up a really pretty tree. It's got like mercury bulbs and different woodland animal ornaments on it. And the last couple of years, I've had it for probably 5 years, but the last couple of years especially, when I take it down, my family cries. They hate it that the tree is gone, and this year was no exception. So I said, well, I'm keeping it up year round. So I'm going to have a frosted Christmas tree even in the middle of summer up in my dining room. And I'm just going to change it out for the season. So this was all stuff that I had on hand, but since it's March and St. Patty's Day is this month, we decorated it with gold and green, and the girls help, including my little 3-year-old. So there's a ton of ornaments on the bottom at a 3-year-old height, and we love it like that. So next month probably we'll do Easter, and this is where I record all my videos, so you will see this tree probably a lot. But let's get into it. So I didn't get as much done, like I said, as I wanted, but I do feel like I did stitch quite a bit. One of the first things that I wanted to show you was this by Heartstring Samplery. It's the Be Mine Biscornu. And I think in my last video, I had started this, and my goal was hopefully to finish it. That did not happen, but I did make pretty good progress. So let me show you that. I am stitching this on 32 count Affogato Lugana, and that is by Floss and Fabric on Etsy. It's one of my favorite stores to buy cross-stitching supplies from. So this is what I have done. I did finish the top. It is not perfect. There's a few mistakes in there, and if you looked really closely, you would notice them, but I wasn't about to fix it. And then I did start the underside of it, but somewheres, let me see where it is, over here, I am off literally one hole. And I normally wouldn't fuss about that, but considering it's the border and I need it to be perfect so that I can line it up, I will have to figure out where my mistake is and take it out. So I got a little irritated with that, and I kind of put it away for a few days, but I will finish it because it's not that bad. If I have to frog everything out, or at least probably 2 sides I'll have to frog out, I'll do it. So I'm excited to hopefully have that as a finish this month. I'll definitely dedicate some more time to doing that. And I decided that because it's a Biscornu and it's supposed to be to store needles, which I really won't use, I'll just use it for decoration, but I still wanted to fill it with the like crushed walnut shells. And I guess if you were really using it to store your needles, the crushed walnut shells are supposed to help keep the needles sharp. But I just like the weight of walnut shells, so I did end up ordering 10 cups. I certainly don't need this many of crushed walnut shells, but that's what it looks like. So when I do finally get that to the point where I can fill it, this is what I'm going to fill it with. If I you know, had decided to use polyfill, which you totally could do, especially if you're not going to use it to actually store needles. It would be a lot lighter. But I don't know, I just wanted to fill it with this. So I found this on Etsy and I had it shipped. But then I did find out that our local co-op here, we have a really nice co-op store, sometimes has crushed walnut shells. So this will last me for a while, but next time I'll maybe just go down there first and see what they have. The next thing that I wanted to show you is some progress on my springtime stitch by Croquette A Go-Go. This is so cute. I was hoping to have this done by this spring, but I don't think that's going to happen because I have a new start that I'm really excited about, which I will be showing you, and that's kind of moved front and center for me, and I'll explain why. And I have to tell you, all three of my kids just got home. Well, my two oldest kids got home from school a little while ago, and my little one obviously is here all day, but they're upstairs and they might get a little loud, so I apologize if there's like some crazy background noise. But this is my progress on that. And I love this. I think the last time I showed this, since then I finished this little chicken and I started this cat with the tree and the springtime blossoms. I hear my little one crying, so I'm sorry if you hear that. I think she's upset because her sister won't play the way she wants her to play with her. 3-year-old real world problems, you know. So that's where I've got with that so far. Oh, and I wanted to show you this. This little needle minder was actually, there we go, an enamel pen that I had bought a long time ago. I don't really wear pens. I didn't want to use it as a pen, but I just thought it was the cutest thing. So I finally took it and I snipped the pin part of it off and I glued magnets onto the back. I think I used some kind of epoxy glue. It's called E600. And I love it. I use it for a needle minder now. And the pin is by Tasha Noel. She designs a lot of sewing fabrics. Really cute stuff. I've used some of her fabrics before. But her website, TashaNoel.com, you can buy some of the fabrics, I think, and these enamel pins, and she has mugs and cute little things. It came on this little card. Yeah, her website's right there at the bottom, Tasha Noel. And then I just love this. It comes with these little thank yous. It's adorable. But I just love this little pin. Maybe it's kind of big for a needle minder, but it makes me happy when I use it. And right now we'll take all the happiness we can get given the state of the world and everything that's going on. So the fabrics that this pattern calls for are all DMCs. So you can see there's some really, really beautiful colors. Just love them. I did get these little floss drops on Amazon. I like them because they're like a clear acrylic or plastic. You can store your little loose threads if you want to in this hole. When I go to put these on here, I just cut the number from the little thing on the ends of the DMCs and I tape it on here. And then of course you just put it on a ring. I do not like my thread super long, so I don't wind it so that I'll have a long thread. This is a perfect length for me and that's what I use. So that's the thread I use. And this was kind of, this was a new haul. This beautiful project bag. I just fell in love with this fabric. Oh, I just think it's adorable. And I think it fits the springtime theme of my project really well. This was made by Little Boat 88. I don't know if I can show it on Etsy. And I saw the bag and I had messaged the woman asking if she could make me a little floss bag and then the little thread keep, and she did. And I swear, I asked her one day, and she said, yes, I can do it. And I said, oh, good, go ahead. And she had it made and shipped like the next day. It was ridiculously fast. And then I just added these little flower charms to the bags. But these are such nice quality. They're padded a little bit. They're stitched really well. So I would not hesitate to buy from her again. And there's another, I forget where I had got these charms from. I've had them for a while. But I keep my project in that, and it just makes me happy. I just love that green, and it's so pretty for spring. I was hoping to have this done by spring, but that is not going to happen, and that's okay. So I worked on that. Let me get my thread back. Might have a visitor. This is Penny. I think we've met her before. She's a very curious kitty. Huh, Penny? Aren't you curious? Yeah. She's trying to see what trouble she can get into. She's the one that climbs this tree. We had to tie it up in the back, and she's knocked a few ornaments off of it, but thankfully she has not ever knocked, all right, watch out, knocked the tree over. So that was one thing I worked on. I also worked on the Pumpkin Gardener by Mama Witch X Stitch. And I just absolutely love this pattern. I am definitely going to have this done by the fall. I did buy another one that's similar to this by the same designer, called something Siblings. I'm not sure. I'll pull it out when I start to work on it and show you guys again. But this is a really fun stitch. I am stitching that on 28 count Lugana, called Dark Storm Cloud, and I purchased that from To Die For Fabrics on Etsy, but they have a website too, todieforfabrics.com. You can see right there's the website. And I am like a quarter of the way done. So I got 1/4 of it done. It's just so cute. My mom cannot stand the eyes. She hates them. She thinks they're creepy, but I love them. It's probably the thing I love the most about them. And then this little needle minder I have had forever, this little kitty. But I bought it by Flamingo Toes. And I had enough of this fabric left over that I can use it to stitch the other one that kind of coordinates with it. So I'm gonna keep that on a cute little Halloween project bag. I don't remember who made this. I found it on Etsy, of course, and it was shipped from Canada. I know I mentioned in my first video who had made that, but it's also really, really well done. I did a little bit more stitching on the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Christmas Wreath. This was a Christmas sale that they had started towards the end of last year. I missed the sale by the time I saw it. I think it was almost over or just about over, but you could still get the pattern. So I just love how colorful it is, and it's just something I think my children would really enjoy because it's just so sweet, and I don't know, maybe they'll hate it, but I like it. I don't work on this too much. I am hoping to have it done by Christmas of this year, towards the end of the year. I don't have these DMCs on floss threads, but you can kind of get an idea of some of the colors. It calls for all DMCs, so that's what I used. And I am stitching this on, I think it's 32 count Mint Splash. And I finished the bow. Was really the only progress that I had made with this. This was a sweet little needle minder that I also found on Etsy a while ago. I'm not going to share the name of the shop. super cute, but the magnet isn't really strong, and I would not recommend. I can't even use the magnet, which is, I know this is a no-no, putting your needle through your fabric, but I do it all the time if I don't have a needle minder. So I'm not going to share the name of the shop because I'm not going to leave a poor review, but I just won't leave a review. Sometime I might see if there's a way I can pop those magnets off and put some stronger ones on. That might work, but I don't really think of it until I pull it out. And but anyways, that's the progress that I made. I love it on this mint color with kind of the white dots that look like snowflakes. I try to work on this just either every Sunday or on the 25th of each month. I think towards the end of the year I will really make this more of a priority focus for me because I will want it done. And I made this little bag. It was the first time I made these. I mean, I can sew. I certainly wouldn't, I'm not professional. I'm not a professional sewist, but I can make little things like this. And I made a huge, I miscalculated the size. You could really fit one heck of a Christmas project in here because it's quite large. But I just loved this fabric. I'd had it for a long time. I didn't know what to do with it. And I decided to try and make these. So I will make some more of these in the future when I want to take a little bit break from stitching, but if I have time right now, I'd rather stitch than sew. So that's what I do. So I worked on that. These are, what are these called? Acrylic thread drops. These are the ones, oops, that I got on Amazon. It comes with 20 pieces. And I want to say it was $9.99, so $10. And it comes with these little rings. I ended up getting bigger ones so I could store all my threads. And I like them because I like things to be uniform and for them to lay nicely. And I like how I can, if I ever didn't want a DMC color in there, I could just peel that number off and then reuse it. Or you could use, if you want something permanent, I'm sure you could write on these with a Sharpie. But this was an inexpensive way for me to start, storing some of my threads. Oh, that goes to this. Put this away so I don't lose it. So one of the new things I purchased, and I am so excited about this, was from Owl Forest Embroidery. And the pattern is actually free on their website. So I had gone, I'm not sure how I found out about this, but when I saw it, I knew I had to stitch it. You can go to their website and download a bunch of free patterns, which I did. And you can also order kits for a lot of the patterns, and they ship. This is the Wizard of Oz kit. And I am not stitching this for myself. I saw this and I really wanted to make it for my younger sister. When I'm 7 years older than she is, and when we were kids, we had a VCR. That was when you didn't have DVD players. You had a TV with an antenna and a VCR. And I would come home from school and she would every day put in the Wizard of Oz tape. I don't even know how many of those tapes we went through and my parents had to buy, but it was her favorite. So I decided I wanted to make this for her for Christmas. So it comes with this beautiful pattern, and the fabric that it is stitched on is a 28 count. It doesn't give me the color. I'm not sure, but it is a 28 count, and I'll show you the color. It's so pretty. So this is the fabric. Sorry for the hoop rings. I don't iron everything for each video, as you probably have noticed. But this is how far I got. Got the house with the tornado and the start of Dorothy, and little Toto. This is the witch's legs. I have to stitch her feet. And the one thing I really like about this is, I can't really show it because I'll give away part of the pattern, but I'll just flip it quick. So it comes with one whole big pattern and you can just follow it, or it comes with little individual sections that you can cut out, and I kind of like that better. So I'm like, oh, well, it's not so bad. I only have this one little section to do, and you kind of feel I'm a dork. I feel a sense of accomplishment when I finish one little piece of paper. It's like checking off the box. So I do love that. I don't know, I had ordered this before the war broke out between Russia and Ukraine, and this came from Russia. This is the kit. So I don't know now if you were to order this, what it would mean, what it would take to get it here, but you could always try. And then these, because it was very difficult for me to use that website, you couldn't always see everything in English. I accidentally ordered 2 of these kits. These are all the floss that it comes with. It's really pretty, and it's so easy to use. The pattern is in, Russian and English, so it's very easy to understand. But each color just has a symbol, and the symbol coordinates with what's on the chart. So it's so easy to understand. But the website was, I don't know if I was rushing or just not paying attention. I didn't realize what I was doing and accidentally ordered 2. But I am going to save that other kit because maybe I'll want to stitch it for one of my girls down the road, or maybe they'll want to stitch it, or who knows what I'll do with it. Comes with this cute little Emerald City needle minder. It literally has everything. There's a needle, the needle minder, the fabric, all of the thread, and the pattern. And I have to say, at the time that I ordered this, it came in about like 2.5 weeks. It was much quicker than I had expected it to be. So I just love this. I cannot wait to give it to her. I had sent her a picture of it saying, oh my gosh, my sister does not cross stitch, but I sent her a picture of it and she said, oh, you have to make that for me. And I kind of brushed it off as a joke, but because I don't want her to know that I'm really doing it for her. But I think I will have this done by Christmas since I'm planning on giving it to her as a gift. So that was my new start for the month. I'm really excited to do that. So that I work on, it's a really easy stitch. I mean, if I just took one day or maybe a couple of days, I could have whatever that section is that I've picked out done. It really is an easy stitch. So I'm excited to see how that progresses. I did start another one. This is, who is this by? Oh, this is called Spring Fling by Brenda Gervais. Now let me take it out of the plastic so it's not so shiny. This cute little bunny. And I don't even know what inspired me. I don't know if it's because spring is coming or it's just that beautiful pink. But I ordered it and I said, oh, I've got to make it. And then after I got the pattern, I was like, what was I thinking? Because there is so much white. You know, white is the worst color for me to stitch with. I think a lot of stitchers have, I don't know what it is about white. And I have to go super slow to make sure all of my stitches look nice. And I'll get through it, but I was so, you know, enamored by the pink, I didn't focus on the white right away, I guess. So I found this fabric also on Etsy. You know, I don't have any local needle workshops that I can purchase things from, so I have to order everything online. But this is a 32 count Zweigart in the color Ash Rose. It's a Murano Lugana even weave, I'm sorry. And I purchased it on Etsy from a store called Cross Stitch by XYNP. I didn't realize it because, again, I wasn't really paying attention, but it was shipped from Turkey. I live in upstate New York, so I was like, oh, I hope it, you know, it gets here okay. And it was fine. It came, it was beautiful. This is the fabric. This is my very, very small start, one of the flowers. The fabric was actually double the size. I cut it in half because I won't need that much, so I'll be able to use this for something else. But this is just one of the flowers up in the top. And I wanted to stitch more, but it calls for over-dyed threads. So these are all the threads, except I needed a color called Putty. I want to say by Weeks Dye Works. And I swore I had it for when I did another project, which I'm going to show you here soon. Either I used it all up or I never had it. And I am not super great at swapping out colors yet. It depends. You know, like reds I probably would be able to switch out, but a color like Putty, I don't know, just seemed a little challenging for me. So I had other things that I was going to order, so that should be here today. I was hoping the mail would come so I could have it all together for you, but it hasn't come yet. But these colors are beautiful, and that's just a very small little start. I love the pink on pink here. And this was another pin, a Little Red Riding Hood pin by Tasha Noel that I did the same thing. I just snipped the pin part off. And my husband was able, you can't get the pin right down so it's flat with this, but he found a way to pop it off with like a little kind of a razor blade thing, so you gotta be really careful. But he was able to get it so it was flat, and then I just glued on, you know, I glued on a magnet. Oh. And that's what I use. I love it. Never wore them as pins, but I'm not really a pin person. I'm not even sure why I bought them, except they were just ridiculously cute. And then it holds my needle. And those are in a bag from Penny and Tunny. That's my husband. And same thing, you know, she was able to do the thread holder. Here's another one of these that I just added that didn't come with it. And the thread keeps. I love these. So I'd like to say that I'd have that done by Easter, but that would be a lie, so maybe next Easter I'll have that one done. Okay, just want to make sure I get everything back together so I can stay organized. And then I can't believe I didn't start with this. But I actually have a finish, a full finish. This is, turn the ring light off for a minute. This is the wool flax, what is it called? The Wool and Flax Company by Plum Street Samplers. I showed this in the first video. Sorry for the window reflection. This was one that I was stitching for my 3-year-old because she loves pink. This was the first piece that I picked up when I really first got back into stitching. I actually started it last summer, and I didn't work on it consistently, but you know, it took me a long time. It's my first piece that I used all these over-dyed threads, and I had mentioned before, I didn't realize when you use those you're supposed to complete your X, and I went in rows, which is why I think some of my hills look kind of stripish there, but yeah, that's okay. This frame I purchased from a company on Etsy. It's in the show notes on video number 2. They make really beautiful frames. This is a plexiglass, and I just put this in here for now. I shouldn't say that it's actually fully finished. I might try to find a professional framer who can make this even. You can see it's not, you know, perfectly even on each side, but it's good enough for now, so I'm going with it. It was funny, she was so excited because pink is her favorite color, and she loved Little Bo Peep. Well, she calls it Bo Peep, and all her sheep. But then when I got up to do this barn, and I thought she would be so excited about it because it's a big pink barn, and who doesn't love pink barns? she was really upset because she said Bo Peep doesn't have a barn and it shouldn't be in there. So she didn't like it for a while. But when we last spoke, I had to finish all of this stitching, the fill-in around the letters. And I literally had not even an inch left and I ran out of thread. So I had to wait a week while that came, but I did finish it, and this will go up on her wall in her bedroom. And I don't know, I have to look into seeing if there's any place I can ship this, or if there is a local place where I can have someone professionally finish it. You know, you spend all those hours and hours working on something and you want it to look nice and to last. So I'll do a little research and see about that. Okay, so let's see what's next. Little bit of haul. I saw this, oh, let me take it out. It's from the Prairie Schooler. It's book number 93 called Harvest Time. And I had seen this for a long time, and do you see her? See, she's so mischievous. There is nothing in that dough bowl for her, but she has to get into it. She probably will knock it over. A little unsteady there. Anyways, I love all of these patterns. I want to stitch every single one of them, but I'm going to start with this one up here. I don't know if you can see it. It's so cute. This calls for all DMC, so that is what I will use. And let's see. I don't have these on floss drops either, but I'll just kind of hold them up. You know, it's just some beautiful autumn colors. I'll order those acrylic floss drops periodically, and as they get them, I'll start converting these all over, but it's okay for now. I had ordered some fabric, which just came a couple of days ago. You know, and it is difficult because I can't go into a store and look at something and say, oh, I really love this. So when I order online, I do take a chance that I'm not going to like the fabric. But I saw this, and it's by Zweigart. It's a 32 count linen, and it's called Smoky White. This is from the Cross Stitch Nook on Etsy. And I don't know if you can see the very faint modeling. It's, I don't know, maybe like a gray brown. It's really pretty, but I don't know if I'm gonna love this fabric because when I open it up, and this, I'll be able to fit 2 of those patterns on this one. It's very, very sheer. Like, see, you can see right through it. So I don't know, let me know what you guys think. I hate to spend the money on it and then not use it, but I don't know if I'm gonna love it. Which kind of stinks because I bought enough of that material to do all 3 patterns. So, here's another piece. This one's just a fat quarter. So I probably will use it because I hate to waste it. I don't know. I usually stitch on even weave or like Lugana, not really on linen. It is pretty stiff. It's not super soft. So I don't know. Let me know what you think. If it's too sheer. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to just start a little bit of it and just see how it stitches up. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. And then I also bought book number 177 by the Prairie Schooler. It's January. I love the Prairie Schooler patterns. I know a lot of people stitch the Santas, which are really cute. I don't really have an interest in stitching the Santas, but I thought this was adorable. I've seen a lot of other floss tubers do it, and I was like, oh, maybe, maybe not. But then when I saw Lori Holt's color conversion, because she had stitched this little piece, I just fell in love with it, and I said, oh, I want to do it. So if you go right to, I don't know, I think it's her blog. Maybe she has a blog, but I think I typed in Lori Holt January color conversion, and it popped up for me online, and that's how I found it. So these are her colors, and I just loved, you know, like the blues, and then these burgundies, that's kind of mauve sand color, I'm not really sure, and then with the dark greens. So I do plan on starting that fairly soon, because I don't think it would take an awful lot to stitch that. And I even love the big one too. Although I don't know if I would do the words, I probably would take this border and put the border up here. Let's see. So I was able to find, I had talked about the Owl Forest embroidery site. Before I got that kit that I'm making my sister, this is, ignore the colors, my printer was running out of ink, so this shows up more blue, but it's actually more green. This is where you can print their patterns, and they had another one that I want to stitch. I won't start this year though, but this fall one. It's called Pumpkin Color Autumn. And I apologize for the poor copy. Oh, the squirrels, oh my gosh. And I think you could get the kit for this too from their site, but it gives you the colors, the DMC colors, or if you're really good at picking out your own colors, you could probably use some of the overdyed threads. So, because this is free, I'll just show you like a glimpse of the pattern. You'll see, when I was talking about the Wizard of Oz, see there's big blocks of just one thread. They are not super difficult stitches. And then, you know, I got a little crazy. I'm like, oh, let me see what other free patterns I can find, because who doesn't love something that's free, right? And if you go to the Croquette Go-Go, the same designer that made that springtime with the little chicken that I was showing you, you can get all of these patterns. Spring, summer, there's a ton of them. I didn't print all of them out. Winter, that's the autumn one. This is a Happy Halloween. I don't think that would be too difficult to stitch. I thought that was super cute. So, it's Christmas. I have more patterns than I'm probably really ever going to have time to stitch. It was funny, I had a few patterns come in one day, and my husband had said something to me like, oh my gosh, how many patterns do you need? And I had to have a conversation with him about how actually cross-stitching a project is a different hobby from, he's laughing, he's out in the kitchen. It's a different hobby from buying the patterns. So there's the hobby of collecting these beautiful, gorgeous patterns that you intend to stitch versus actually stitching them. So I am not sure that he understood or was on board, but I know all of you other cross stitchers out there will totally understand. He's laughing. It's true. It's a completely separate hobby, and I have two hobbies, stitching and buying the patterns. That's it. The rest of my life is working and kids, so it could be worse. So this was another haul, Jack-O-Lantern Jubilee by Brenda Gervais. I love every single one of these patterns on here. Absolutely adorable. So I am going to start these this year. I'm thinking over the summer so that maybe I can have some of them stitched. These are little ones. Some of these stitched by fall. And this, the Jelly Bean Jubilee, that's I think a relatively new one. I love this little chocolate bunny here and the basket with the flowers. Let me see if I can find a better photo. So that will be the first one when I do get to this that I'm going to stitch. Absolutely adorable. Oh, maybe I'll stitch them and turn them into little ornaments and put on the Easter tree here. That won't happen this year though, but it's kind of the plan for that. And then this Winds of Autumn book by Blackbird Design. forget what did I want to do? Oh, this one with the little owl. Reminds me of my grandmother. My grandmother has passed, my dad's mom, but she loved owls, so I would definitely want to stitch that for her. And then this one with this mustard colored house. Maybe that's a brown. I'm gonna make my house a mustard color. I just love that. So I could stitch 24 hours a day and still not have enough time. And then this last one, The Four Seasons by, this is book number 208 by the Prairie Schooler, has all 4 seasons. And I do love this. The reason I like this is because I have a picture frame that I found at like Home Goods or TJ Maxx, and it has those 4 sections that I wanted to use for it. I don't always love the Prairie Schooler colors though, but I think I will take a page from Lori Holt's book and use some of those colors from January and here. And I'm less intimidated by swapping out DMC colors or picking new DMC colors than I am, I don't know, trying to pick an over-dyed thread is just too much for me right now. So I'll probably start that later on this year. That's not something that's a big rush for me. And I think that's really it for this week. So sorry for the long delay. Hopefully we're past all of the illnesses and looking forward to spring. It's a cold, rainy, dreary day here in New York. I love the rain, but I wouldn't mind a little more sunshine. So hopefully we'll see some of that soon. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will be back in about a month with some new updates. Thanks so much.